Majesty, Her Excellency the Governor of New South Wales.
Yes.
Thanks, Michelle.
The lenses are too big. We haven't kept you waiting.
Not at all. Not at all. Did you get some sleep?
That was a great deal.
No, I imagine it was not easy at all. No. You've come across the other side of the world.
Thanks, media. Thank you.
I don't want to...
This, Your Majesty, is the art that was created for the bicentennial by the Aboriginal artist Kim Healy. As you can see, it's got the Southern Cross in the middle, and it's focused on the Southern Cross being a symbol to guide both Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. It's a real focus on reconciliation, and you'll be meeting the Aboriginal artist later.
So is that paint?
Yes, absolutely. The first permanent Indigenous artwork in the Parliament. So.
His Majesty, the King of Australia. Hooray!
Well, please be seated. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Speaker, the Honourable Greg Piper, and I, it gives me enormous pleasure to welcome Your Majesty King Charles III to the Parliament of New South Wales, and in doing so acknowledge that the Parliament sits proudly on Gadigal land. This year is the bicentenary of the New South Wales Legislative Council, 200 years since the spark was lit to conceive democracy and representative government in the Westminster tradition in this nation. And we've celebrated that momentous occasion through a range of events across New South Wales over the past 12 months. Seminars and conferences, art and music commissions, public speaking competitions, regional youth forums, and so much more. But of course, today marks the pinnacle of those celebrations. It is an extraordinary privilege to welcome Your Majesty to this Parliament, just as we have so proudly welcomed previous royal visitors to this place. In 1954, we were graced with a visit from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, soon after her accession, where she referred to the New South Wales Parliament as the Mother Parliament of Australia. Her late Majesty remarked that nowhere else has parliamentary democracy demonstrated more effectively its soundness and its adaptability to changing times and needs than in this young and rapidly advancing country. 20 years later, in 1974, we were proud to welcome you, Your Majesty, to address a joint sitting of our Parliament in honour of the 150th anniversary of the Legislative Council, representing your much-loved mother, our Queen, as Prince of Wales. How fitting it is then to have the privilege of welcoming you back 50 years later as monarch to celebrate our bicentenary. Acknowledging milestones as an individual, a family, a community or a nation is incredibly important. And this year, as we honour our 200-year milestone alongside the Supreme Court, and we see in other jurisdictions the corrosion and threat that critical institutions are under, it is deeply comforting to have you here to acknowledge the stability of our parliamentary and legal system. And for you to do so, in the Parliament of New South Wales, alongside the Governor, the Premier, the Chief Justice, and a room filled with key state and community leaders from across New South Wales is both humbling and warmly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming His Majesty the King.
President of the Legislative Council, Governor and Mr. Wilson, Premier, Chief Justice, State Parliamentarians, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Having been with you for your 150th anniversary, I am delighted and proud to be able to return to the Parliament of New South Wales in order to celebrate the occasion of your bicentenary. I will be saying more at a reception in Canberra tomorrow, but I cannot let this opportunity pass without saying a few words to mark this most important milestone. It is fascinating, I think, to reflect back to 200 years ago. And thinking about those times makes me wonder what that inaugural handful of members of the New South Wales Legislative Council would make of this Parliament today and of how this great state has progressed. Those original council members were, as I understand it, squeezed into the old government house, not far from here, and then moved into borrowed rooms in this building. From that vantage point, regardless of their optimism, it was no doubt impossible to imagine what is now the vast and vibrant state of New South Wales, which has grown and evolved alongside this legislature, To reflect on the story of this institution and this state is to see the promise and power of representative democracy. Generations of voices have been brought together for discussion and debate, grappling with each day's challenges and opportunities, holding power to account and driving meaningful change. Democratic systems must evolve, of course, to remain fit for purpose, but they are, nevertheless, essentially sound systems, as I said in this building 50 years ago. When underpinned by wisdom and good faith, democracy has, I believe, an extraordinary capacity for innovation, compromise, and adaptability, as well as stability. Moreover, strong parliamentary systems, like the one we celebrate on this special occasion, are fundamental to the democracies that serve today's diverse societies, and are even more vital given the ever-changing natural, social, economic, and technological environment. Since I was here in 1974, and incidentally I first came to Australia nearly 60 years ago, which is slightly worrying, this place and the people within it have continued to uphold strong representative traditions. To everyone who has been a part of this, I can only offer my warmest congratulations. And in the spirit of marking the passage of time, it is my great pleasure to present a small gift to the Parliament. It is, in fact, an hourglass, a speech timer, to sit in the chamber and bear witness to the Legislative Council's next chapter. So with the sands of time encouraging brevity, it just remains for me to say what a great joy it is to come to Australia for the first time as sovereign, and to renew a love of this country and its people which I have cherished for so long. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for making me feel so very welcome. Thank you.
Honourable members, special guests, please stand.
That was unfortunate. Oh, he's going to go over.
Coming out.
Are we allowed to go? Yeah.
Come in with the cameras, mate.
No, not that one.
Welcome back. Australia.
Yes, thank you.
Enjoying the weather?
That's the face.
So all the way from the UK. Lovely to see you, sir. Are you living here? No, I'm not living here. Well done. Coming down now.
Sure. I was born in London.
Put your phones down as we come past. Enjoy the moment.
We give Arthur some space.
Butchie. I think we're going to do it.
Take a step back.